Hey guys, I'm in the shop doing a little bit of work on my 2018 Triumph Tiger today. So I've had this bike for about a year now and I love it. I really like this thing. But for a while, I've been wanting to get some highway pegs on this. It's, like most adventure bikes, it's comfortable to ride, but like any motorcycle, if you're getting onto a, like an hour or so trip or not even that long, it's just nice to be able to have a different position to be able to put your feet. So I'll sit on it and kind of throw my feet up on the bars and do whatever I can just to shift position a little bit so my knees don't get so sore. But I've been on the lookout for a set of highway pegs for this thing, and there's some nice ones that actually have a detent in them. You can flip up out of the way when they're not being used. But everything that I was seeing, it looked like it really requires your engine guard, your engine bars to be vertical because they basically just flip straight in and out. And on this one, I don't know how all the different years of the tires are, but on this 18, it really is no part of that engine crash guard bar or whatever you want to call it that comes out vertical. It does clear up here, but I don't want my feet to be up that high. I want them to be down here somewhere, I think. So what I came up with after doing some research is I found these R&G Racing is the company, and this is their, what are these? I think it's the universal, so it's the R&G highway pegs. It's like a universal highway peg, I think is what they call them. Yeah, universal highway pegs. So these things are made for a 1-inch tube, and then they've got these kind of filler spacers to get down to 7/8, which is what I need for the Tiger. So I'm gonna pull these things apart. I got these from Twistedthrottle, by the way. So I just thought I'd kind of show you packaging. Nicely packaged. I'm gonna get these things opened up and I'll throw one together and I'll figure out how well they're gonna work on my Tiger. Got some decent knurling on them, but they're not too grippy. They feel like they might be a little bit slippery. All right, so we got little decorative caps that are going to go on the ends there. All right, so we're going to lay out like this, I guess. The peg on there. Okay, so we've got looks like these two bigger ones must be for the peg. Figure out what size these are. That's 5mm. The bigger ones for the pegs are a 6mm. So my thinking on these is when I'm going off road, I don't really want to have these pegs hanging out there down low in case if I tip the bike, obviously I don't want to break something or tweak them or bend them or whatever, but my thinking is, actually these things aren't really, I was hoping they'd have some good, like some kind of detents that these pegs would grab onto. They really don't. So I wonder how well they're going to stay in place. But anyway, my thinking is you know, you can have them on the bike and then just kick them up out of the way if I'm going to be doing something off-road. And most of the time I'll just kind of keep them down in the usable position, I guess. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I really wish, so these are just, I really thought there'd be some kind of detents there so these babies would lock in tight. So hopefully I don't find that they slip when I'm riding. I guess time will tell. All right, so those go on like that. Let's see if we can get something to fit on the bike. All right, so I went ahead and threw on the left side over here. I'm playing with different mounting locations. I've got a couple of options. So that was the most obvious option there, and it's pretty comfortable. I think it's gonna work good, but I think what I'm gonna do, there is one little flat spot right here, so you can see in the bar, and it's the same on both sides. I'm gonna see if I can get there so that I can get down just a little bit lower. I'm not sure if I'll have room to do that or not, but I'm gonna try that on this side. So that bar gets out around, if I go down very far, but I think I have just enough room. Battery just died in my light. I think there's just enough room to get this on here without making contact with the weld on the bar. I feel like this might be a little bit better position. Like I said, the other side will work, but I think if I can get my feet a little bit lower, it would be even better. All right, just kind of eyeball it here and get it squared up with the bike. It seems like it's going to be, I don't know about this yet once I tighten it up, but I think that the actual connection to the frame is going to be, I don't think that's going to slip. It seems like those plastic inserts have good friction to them. Both work, but I think I like this right side a little better. I can't get because of the way the bar is, I can't get my whole foot on there. It's only like, it's kind of my heel, but that should be fine. I don't see why that'll be a problem. All right, guys, so after a couple tries and retries, I ended up moving these things into a completely different spot than when I showed you before. Get this last end cap on here. So as you can see, I ended up actually going on that more horizontal bar, and it gets it out a little bit further. When I was down here, my foot was really kind of hitting the crash bar, the engine bar, or whatever you want to call it. Out here, I can get my foot on it better. I tried them out here too, actually, which was pretty comfortable, has your feet out a little bit farther, but I really don't like how far they stick out. In this position here, I can easily, loosen off this screw. I could actually go forward with them, but I can just slide them back, rotate them back to this bar, tighten them down, and then they're pretty well out of the way if I want to go riding off-road. So there you go. I kicked them up just a little bit because that seemed to be the most comfortable. Kind of helps to kind of catch my foot on there. But I think those are going to be good. So I'll just kind of show you what it looks like when sitting on it. But unfortunately, it is raining today, so I can't go and give it a test ride right now. Well, I could, but I'm not going out in the rain. So there you go. That's pretty comfortable. I think with my boots on too, there's still going to be plenty of room. And like I said, if you know, I could easily slide these out here too, and then they would be, you know, my foot would have full purchase on them. And I might end up doing that over time. I don't know, we'll see. I like the idea of having them tucked in there. And actually, I can kind of pull my legs in and they're tight against the top bar and the bottom bar. And I think that's going to be a pretty good riding position. So I will, once it stops raining here in a couple of days, we're supposed to have some decent weather. I'm going to take it out and I'll give it for a test ride and I'll come back and tell you what I think. All right, guys, so I got a chance to do a test ride. I went down, I don't have any long-term testing on these yet. All I have is about 8 miles of bumpy, washboarded pothole gravel. And I can tell you on those 8 miles, I think these things are solid. I don't think they're gonna move. Going down the highway like you normally would use them, I really have no concerns about these things moving, so I'm happy about that. What I ended up putting them on that kind of horizontalish bar that I showed you, and I moved them back about an inch and a half. And I'll show you a couple clips of me riding. At that inch and a half point, works perfect. The heels of my boots kind of lock right on there, and it's comfortable. You know, my feet are a little bit higher than I originally kind of hoped that they would be, honestly, but they fit in nice, tuck into the tank, and they give a really nice, you know, relief spot when your knees kind of get stiff right in that location. So, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, I'm keeping them. I think they're a winner. I think this is the location I'm going to leave them, and I'm happy I got them. So I will try to find a link, and I'll leave it down below if you guys want to check these things out. Appreciate you watching, and have a good ride.